Now, I would wonder how extreme those injuries are, though, because I bet they have the most incidents of like injuries being reported. But are they that serious? Like, it would probably depend, right? A lot of them, I bet cyclists are covered in road rash after like a cycling season.
Bruises.
Because they're not wearing pads. They have helmets on, right? But they don't have anything else, unless I'm mistaken.
The only pads is the ass pads, the helmets, and the gloves. I've seen some of them have gloves.
Makes sense.
Other than that, it's a thin layer. That shit
super go hard shit. I hate the way that all of that shit.
Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, a.k.a. Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest, also co-host in the building. The Texas one without a gun, Mateo, is here with us today.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on? I see you have your little flag back there.
Yeah, there's been some changes in the office. Mixing things up, keeping it fresh, you know.
Looks fresh. Looks like it's freshly unpacked. Still got the lines in it.
It still has the folds in it. Are you supposed to iron flags? I don't know what you're supposed to do to get that
I'm not too sure. Flag etiquette.
Yeah, that's crazy. Also in the building, I got DJ Doughy Fresh in the building.
Yo. What's up?
Not much. See, I get no credit for saying it correct. That's why I always say it wrong.
That's it. You shouldn't. You're the host of the video.
I love to say it wrong.
Credit. Do your job.
I also wanted to say it like Doughy Fresh. Could you imagine?
Just mix it up completely.
He would get so fucking bad.
What we should do is every time you mess it up, we should have it come in wrong, and then Doughy corrects you, and it goes away, and then it slides back onto the screen.
Hell yeah. A lot of work right there. Just swapping it back and forth. How you guys been, man? How was the weekend? How was shit? A lot of shit went down this week too.
A lot.
It was a lot to digest. Fucking first and foremost, shout out to the family, prayers and all that. Everybody's seen what happened in the Bills game, correct?
Yeah.
That shit.
Damar Hamlin, right?
That shit. Oh yeah, I didn't even say his name. Beaston. Yeah, that's a rare occurrence. That shit doesn't happen.
But you talking about it just happened to Tua not too long ago, right?
No, Tua had a brain injury, bro. Got a concussion, body seized up. That was nothing about a cardiac arrest for Tua.
Yeah, I did hear that there was like a similar injury like 60 some odd years ago where someone died on the field.
It's crazy.
It's crazy shit, man. And I think that one they went right back to the game and they started playing, which is fucking nuts.
Different times, no?
Like, shout out to the coaches. I heard it was the coaches that made the decision not to continue playing, right?
Yeah.
Bro, there's no way, even if you wanted to play, bro, like the players would have been all fucked up in the head. It's just not something you want to do. You don't want to be that team to be like, oh, continue on, fuck it. Nah, fuck out of here.
Imagine if somebody else got hurt and then it would have just been the cursed game. Like,
goddamn.
Nah, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's rare too. It says it happens more with kids, like at a younger age, than grown-ups. Like, he had to get hit at the perfect heartbeat, like perfect heart rate where it's at. Like, all this perfect timing needed to happen for that to occur. Like, shit.
Yeah, something about in teens and kids, it's more likely because your heart hasn't fully, some shit like that. Something about like your development period basically
hasn't fully developed. Yeah.
Let's not act like this shit is not dangerous.
But
for kids to be playing, even adults, let's not act like this shit ain't dangerous.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, here in Texas, they have all kinds of crazy protocols with football because it's fucking dangerous in general. And then with the heat and the way that some of the coaches in Texas like to practice, because Texas is all about football. So they do 2, 3, 4 days during the summer, and then kids are out there passing out and getting heat stroke. It's a dangerous game, man. And the mentality behind it is dangerous too.
Yeah, the 4 days, that sounds crazy in Texas heat. I mean, Florida's got that wet heat too, though.
Man, that Florida heat is miserable, dude. That Florida heat is, you can't even feel yourself sweating.
Bro, that shit is nasty. That's the one thing I hate. You take a fresh shower, you step outside, and within 30 minutes, you're sweating. It's like, just wasted a whole shower for no reason. It's the worst. Don't you remember how that used to be for you when you used to live down here in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad up here in the summer too. It's it's terrible.
It's dry up there. The city feels like it's cooking you as you're walking down the street.
Damn, I don't think I was there ever for the summer. I might go there one summer though to see how it is. I heard everybody's outside.
Didn't you come here this year? What time of
That
the
was
year did you
during
come?
the winter.
Was that the fall?
Fall
I
or
don't think that was the winter, was it?
It was
No,
either
that was
fall.
August or
Okay,
August
around
or
fall time.
when was it? July?
I think it was more of October. August, October, I think.
August would be summer. I would argue that August is summer.
I don't know. I know I was up there. It wasn't hot. It was beautiful. We had a cold day and a little rainy night, but yeah, I think I had to be closer to October, bro.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't know. But no, yeah, man, football, all sports mostly is dangerous, but anything with full contact, obviously, you're going to have way more injuries. You know what I mean? But yeah.
It was funny.
I was telling my nephew that recently because he was telling me he wanted to get in football like I did because I played a little bit of football way back when and I wasn't very good at it, but whatever. But he was trying to do the same thing, and I was telling him and my sister, I was like, any other sport, I would recommend any other sport besides football. Go play baseball. Get good at baseball. Be a soccer player. Do something that doesn't require bashing your head against someone else.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because one of you guys looked up what were the most dangerous sports, right?
Oh, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, cycling ended up being one of the I didn't even know that, but it makes sense. Like
I would have never
makes
thought
sense. I mean, if you hit someone going 20 miles an hour, you're gonna fly over the. You know what I mean? It's the amount of damage being caused, not only because you're hitting something and you're also flying off and hitting the floor.
And there's like a pack of like 5 or 8 all bunched in together. So all it takes is one guy to collapse the whole fucking. Remember that?
I don't think injuries happen like that. Bad injuries. I'm thinking like you're getting hit by a car.
I think it's probably the pack ones, honestly, because you're talking 30 miles per hour, right? For like road racing, they're going up to like 30 miles per hour.
And all the roads are closed, so it's not like a car is gonna come at you.
Now I would wonder how extreme those injuries are, though, because I bet they have the most incidents of like injuries being reported. But are they that serious? Like, it would probably depend, right? A lot of them, I bet cyclists are covered in road rash after like a cycling season.
Bruises.
Because they're not wearing pads. They have helmets on, right? But they don't have anything else, unless I'm mistaken.
The only pads is the ass pads, the helmets, and the gloves. I've seen some of them have gloves.
Makes sense.
Other than that, it's a thin layer. That shit
Super go hard shit. I hate the way that all of that shit looks. As a cyclist, I even think cycling shoes, the clip-on ones, I'm like, bro, how come they can't make cooler looking shoes than what they have? Those shoes look so goofy.
You want some Jordans that have like the clip-ons or something?
He wants hip-hop and cycling.
Some Tims. Some cycling Tims.
That's so New York, bro.
I ride with my Tims now. So I got my bennies, my little bennies on. They're like these metal pedals. They're really good. Yeah.
Bennies. That's the name of the brand, or that's just something?
That's the name of the Specialized bennies. They're like a special. It's real. I love them so much. I can't.
Yeah.
You guys want pedals? Specialized bennies.
Hey,
the idea of clipping myself into pedals for on a bicycle, that shit seems crazy to me. That sounds so intimidating.
How do you unclip? Like, imagine falling or something. Like, how do you unclip quickly? It's like, is this a pull-off?
You have to learn. It's a thing. It's like an emotion you have to do in your foot to unclip.
Yeah, you have to like slide them off. It's something like that. I don't know. I've never looked into it because I'm not anywhere near that level of cycling. I ride a little single speed bike out here.
Yeah,
how has that been going?
Honestly, I haven't ridden in a little while. I need to pick up on it. Same thing with my motorcycle. I'm still investigating this electrical issue, so I haven't been riding my bike. Also, it's been fucking cold, man. It's been cold and miserable and wet, and that is not the time that I want to be out riding.
It blows my mind.
After you start getting used to being out in the elements, you'll learn how to layer down, and you'll learn how to put on stuff so that the cold won't really bother you that much.
Fair.
That shit's weird to me that Texas gets fucking cold. Or even snow at that. Like, it's crazy. It's such a hot ass state. Florida don't even get snow like that. And Texas gets snow. Fuck.
Dude, the Texas weather is screwed up, man. Like it'll shift 60 degrees in like one day. Like it's nutty stuff. Go out wearing we're all bundled up in the morning. By the afternoon, you're like stripping off all your layers and down to like shorts and a tank top again because it's hot outside.
Yeah, that's wild. It's definitely cold up there though. If you see Doughy in his full tech outfit, for sure. Got the light breeze. Only time they pull them out is when you got that 40-degree with windshield of 30.
Man, we be trying to pull this shit out as soon as possible. As soon as it gets like cool, you're like, ooh, tech weather? Like, oh, maybe?
Thinking maybe? Yo, you know what's crazy is that as the weather just changes so much, like in Florida, like how Doe says, all we need that shit is to hit like a 70. Motherfuckers is pulling out hoodies, fucking. Like, I seen someone pull out a goose jacket in Florida, my nigga.
It was a few weeks
No
ago.
way.
It got
no
cold.
way.
It got cold like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
It was at like 68. That to me, that's not. It's cold, but it's not like goose jacket cold, bro. You know what a fucking goose? I mean, you know what a goose jacket is, but it's a thick ass jacket, bro. That's for like 40-degree weather or something. Goose jacket. I'm like,
Yeah. To be fair, it's only 60 in Austin right now. And I've got a beanie on. I've got a hoodie on, but I've got a cold in my apartment. I love cold weather, man. I run hot.
I love cold weather as well. Like, you can wear anything and not be sweating. That's like perfect cold weather. I can wear jeans, long sleeves, running around doing some type of, minuscule shit, and I'm not sweating. It's the best. It's the best.
So I've got a question for y'all. This initially this is the one that I wanted to dial Pucho into the conversation for. Since we haven't tested that, he's just gonna have to give us his thoughts after the fact. Do y'all think that Wolverine from the X-Men? Do y'all think that he's got a refractory period because he has that accelerated healing?
What's a refractory period? What is
That's
that?
how long it takes you to be able to get an erection, to be able to nut again after you climax. So
His
would
shit might
his
be
like
instant.
right? That's what I was thinking. Like he's just a machine basically.
It's like when we were in high school, our shit bop, bop, bam, came back and it's still standing. Like, you're ready to go. Like, that shit his shit doesn't. I don't even think he nuts.
And I mean like canonically in like the Marvel comics, Wolverine has tried to or successfully had sex with like everyone, like just about everyone in the Marvel universe.
No way. I didn't know. He fucks.
Wolverine fucks, man. They've covered it. Just like Captain America, apparently, according to She-Hulk.
Oh, wait, Captain fuck She-Hulk?
No, there's a scene in She-Hulk where like they confirm that Captain America was not a virgin.
Wow.
I can understand Wolverine, though. He's been around for so long. Like, the man has to know some tricks. Come on now. The man, he's been around the block. Asians, Puerto Ricans, some Dominicans, some Cubans. I'm making these wild claims on the fucking Wolverine. But, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had that. In high school, you just nut and come back up strong. Start losing it when you get older. Takes like a couple minute or two. Some guys, can't come back. Some can. Like, it's just, yeah, it sucks, man. I think a man, once he can't get up on his own, I think that's the time. Call it quits.
That's
Time
the
to-
end.
Start using Viagra.
No, of course, though. I was just making a dumb joke on, like, if your dick don't work, time to go.
I bet Wolverine's penis makes that little like the claw sound
You
whenever he
think his
gets
shit
hard
turns
to.
to steel?
they put the adamantium into it.
His whole body's adamantium. Like, so I mean, I would only. As hard as steel. That's when you're supposed to drop that line right there, though. Your line for Felix that you always say, cold hard steel, whatever the hell.
Oh, cold hard steel. Yeah.
That's when you drop that shit. Yeah. I got a question for you though.
What's up?
And during the winter up there in New York, a lot of people obviously don't go out as much, right? Because of the snow and all that shit. But do they be having those like campfire rooftop shits, like with a little fire going on, barbecue or some shit like that out there?
No, but they have it in the backyard. Like,
Yeah, on top of the building, that'd be super illegal, right?
yeah.
Why would
You're
that be
not supposed
illegal?
to start. I mean, you're starting a fire on the roof of a building.
I feel like there's a building code and fire code and all kinds of shit that would be in violation of.
There might be, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
controlled.
that's also a thing you do outside the city. You're not really seeing that in
the city.
If you have a house with a backyard, then yes, you'll see stuff like that, little fire pits. But you don't see that like we get steam in the city, so most of the time you have this big ass pipe in your house, and it gives us a whole bunch of steam.
Steam.
Yeah, when Adam and I went up there, what was that, like 3 years ago, some shit like that, like right before COVID. We stayed in this like repurposed hotel that used to be like an NYU dorm room or some shit like that, and there was not like any kind of like AC controls. There was just, you know, the radiator that got the steam heat, and if we needed it to be cooler in the room, we just open up the window a little bit more and let the cold air in.
And you wanted good timing then, because in the summer I don't think that would be great to sleep.
Oh no, it would have been miserable.
I'm sure they would have put in some window units or something like.
Makes sense.
Because in the middle of the winter, you don't want your window unit open, letting in cold air. So,
damn. Also, I don't know if you want to talk. I don't think it's not anything bad, but off air, you mentioned that the bars are empty over there, New York, right now.
No, it's just January. Everybody's done with Christmas. Everybody spent a ton of money. So usually the first month of the year is very slow.
Slow.
Like you'll start to see things pick up Valentine's Day. And that's when you'll start to see things start to get busier, stuff like that. The week of Valentine's, the week before, the week after. And like, but usually January is a really slow month for a lot of things. I don't know if you noticed any late night show, any Abbott Elementary, all these shows take a break around this time.
Yeah.
Because it's just the views are very low. There's usually not a lot of on trending news and stuff like that. Usually until like once again February when we're watching the the football game? What's that shit?
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. It's like, you know, there's nothing really in January.
Should we just get rid of January? Is it just like a nothing month? We should just extend that winter break through January.
They should have a month. If they get rid of January, they should have it where that whole month of January, it's vacation for all, no bills, none of that need to be paid. Just go and chill out. Survive off the money you have.
It's the free parking spot on the calendar.
Yeah. It's free parking, bro. Everybody gets to hit here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be fucking lit. Oh. Ideas.
I was thinking about getting a small car.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it's just parking up here sucks so fucking much.
Why?
Yeah, you'll be paying $400 a month for parking itself, right?
Yeah, but that's why I want to get a small car so I could like fit it in the tight spaces.
What kind are you thinking?
Like a Fiat 500, like a little small Fiat.
What? Why you
Stuff
want a car,
like that.
though?
Just because I can go outside of my area. Like I can go to, instead of going to my local grocery store, I can go to like a Costco and, you know, save a little money there because I already like to buy in bulk and shit like that. So I could go to Costco, BJ's, shit like that. If I want, I could go to the mall in the Bronx. There's a micro sensor. There's like a computer store out there and shit like that. Just get outside of the city for a little bit. New Jersey has a nice big mall. Stuff like that, just to get outside of my area, see other things.
I mean, that's fair. I feel that. Take a road trip down to Florida.
I mean, yeah, that too.
He won't make. He will not make it normal. He won't make it normal time. He'll make it like 2 days. He'll make a 2-day trip into a 1-day trip.
That's fine. I'll learn how to take the trip. But if it takes me 2 days the first time, that's fine. I don't care. I'll stay at a hotel. I'll make a whole thing out of it. I'll order food, enjoy myself.
I'm gonna do the math on how long. What
this usually takes like 19 hours or something like that.
I was gonna say that should be like 20-ish hours or something.
If you go at like 9 p.m., usually you could make it there the next day at like nighttime, 6 p.m., something like that. Usually you can make it into Jacksonville at around, you know, close to like the afternoon, evening.
So right now, where Jesus is at to where I'm at, it will take me driving. Mind you, it's 1,000 something miles. 17 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
Makes
a
sense.
long ass time.
That's
But
not
you
too
gotta-
bad, honestly.
You got to account for morning traffic whatever state you're getting into in the morning, though. So there's always that
See,
morning
there's
traffic.
a level of that shit. Yeah, you gotta.
So you wanna make it past Washington before, because that Washington traffic, and there's this Washington DC is so fucked. Like
Yeah.
there's this their highway goes in a huge circle. So if you don't get out on the right one, you'll just go for circles. Like you'll
Damn.
circle the entire city. Yeah, and we did it several times, and we're like, wow, we feel like we're getting nowhere. I'm like, yo, I saw this shit before.
Who was driving? What a fucking moron! How do you?
It's come on, all right. Who was driving? I was a child. Who do you think was driving?
Oh, I thought you meant like when you did a road trip with your old friends, or when you
Yeah,
came
well,
down.
definitely.
That's what I. Oh,
Yeah.
you just put me in a corner where I gotta say your parents. That's fucking
Definitely.
beast. That's sort of fuck you, bitch. I mean, thinking road trip though. Like he took a road trip with all his boys.
Yeah, that I think we made it good that time. I don't think people understand, bro. Taking a road trip in the 90s, you didn't have fucking GPS, bro. There was nothing. You had to follow the person in front of you if you were road tripping with somebody else. But that shit was a little scary.
There wasn't GPS in the night. I could have sworn like late 90s there was GPS.
Who had the money for GPS in the 90s? You. Let us know how much GPS you had, Tony, please.
They had those little Garmin units or whatever,
Yeah.
but I never saw one in person, dude.
I mean, for the
Tom
most part,
Tom.
my dad had the
The
map.
TomTom.
My dad traveled from here to Mexico in the 90s. Like, that shit's, to me, it sounds crazy without a map. But you just
Tony,
gotta take them.
You're misremembering what we did in the 90s. There were two options, right? First off, you had those big ass fold out maps that no one was ever able to fold back in after they unfolded them that first time.
Nope.
Shit's impossible. It's like a puzzle. The second thing we did is you would map quest it.
That
You
is
would
true.
MapQuest
Print it
where you would
out.
go
Print
Yes,
it
we
out.
had MapQuest.
Imagine losing
Yo.
one of those sheets.
Yeah, that's it. Or making one wrong turn and having to go like figure out how to get back, and it was fucking would suck.
Nah, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine. Like, bro, shit now, if we had the technology we had back then and this year, these kids wouldn't survive, bro. They wouldn't survive at all. They could go find me a phone booth real quick so I could call somebody, or here, use this beeper, or like, it's crazy.
You know what
bro.
I was thinking?
What?
I wanted to take a trip to Palm Beach, go on Federal Highway with my bike, and just ride it to as far as I can go. Maybe Boca Raton or fucking Fort Lauderdale, maybe, and ride it all the way back up
Back
on your
up
bicycle.
to Palm
on my
Beach?
bicycle. Palm Beach, yeah. Or
Yeah,
I could
you
go
could
all the
do
way
it.
up and go to like Jupiter and then come back down from Jupiter on Federal Highway.
Man, Jupiter's far.
Dixie.
On a bike?
Yeah.
That shit's... Yeah, that's deep, bro. I would... That's
That's
deep.
what I would do. That's my challenge for myself. I would want to do something like that.
Even, you can even say that going to Miami.
Yeah. And
That's
then
deep,
stay
too.
down there in a hotel and then come back up the next day.
Facts. More power to you. I'll be shot, though. I'll call somebody halfway out. Yeah, the bike caught a flat. Like, come pick your
Oh,
boy
there's
up.
always that. Yeah, there's always that.
You have to take a bunch of gear. You have to have a little like a fix bag or something.
Facts.
Bring a tent just in case you could just camp out
Where the fuck you gonna camp out in the middle
on
of the street?
Seacrest.
Niggas gonna be tossing shit at you as they're driving.
Martin Luther King Boulevard.
That should look like the norm over there. It's like, oh, another bum sleeping right there. That's crazy.
My bike would be gone.
You wouldn't lock your bike up with you?
Sleep
though?
with my bike.
You're gonna have to chain yourself to your bike, dude.
Thinking they chop off those arms. His ass there in the tent. That's fucking crazy.
Looking at his big ass like they're like, this lock's gonna take way too long to get through. We're going through his arm.
That shit is so obese. Oh man.